Rainmod's workshop is now 3 months old. Since the last installment, some crazy mods have come out, with the most influential one being Slugcat by Vigaro. It allows people to make their own custom Slugcat skins, and these skins can be distributed through the workshop very easily. This then caused a minor apocalypse on the Steam Workshop, where cosmetic mods were being uploaded constantly. I was counting how many cosmetic mods released between actual mods, and my highest count was 11. Luckily, the frequency of Slugcat mods being uploaded is decreasing, so the Steam Workshop can partially go back to how it was before. I will actually give Slugcat mod of the month, due to its absolutely crazy influence, so congratulations Vigaro, you've made my job like 5% harder. Hope you're happy. For this monthly mod showcase, and probably all monthly showcases to come, I won't be including Slugcat based cosmetics. This is because they're very shallow mods, which wouldn't make for a good video and will take my attention away from high effort mods. Also, spoiler warning, I will be talking about downpour spoilers. Alright, now onto the normal mod showcase. Washroom by Dovewu is a work in progress region that connects to Outskirts. Meant to be a nice calming region, which I think it does well, and will be updated in the future. I do think it's funny that Lost Cranny and this mod released at the same time, that's kinda wild. Also, this mod will be incompatible with Substratum, since that's claimed the A63 Outskirts connection on the regionally spreadsheet. Hopefully this is fixed by the Washroom developer, but I don't think Substratum's coming out for a while, so we should be fine. The Technomancer by Niko et al. Is a mod that adds a Slugcat fluffier than Saint. And just like Saint, this Slugcat has mystical powers. It has the ability to influence technology with its mind. It can influence great machinery such as pipes and Miros birds. In all seriousness, the power is pretty cool. You can seal pipes with these cool pink symbols that stop creatures from leaving the room. It would be a lot more useful if it could stop creatures from entering a room too, so you could stop the hungry lizards from chasing you through pipes. You can use this power to stun machinery-based creatures like Miros birds and vultures. It can also use it to detonate Overseer Eyes, Neuron Flies, and Pearls. In my testing, the explosion effect was laughably bad. Like, it took me 5 minutes to set up this Neuron Fly explosion, and it didn't even make the lizard flinch. The craziest part of this mod is that the Technomancer's campaign takes place before Pebbles was built. Like, this basically makes zero sense from a lore standpoint. There would be no creatures in any of the regions. Shaded Citadel might actually have ancients in it. Most, if not all of the regions would have functional technology, especially farm raised with the pistons moving, producing like crops and shit. Like, it's a really cool idea for a campaign, but this will require a hell of a lot of work, and borderline impossible to make it play well. I'd love to be proven wrong, however, so I'm keeping my eye on this mod, and you should too. Palette Creator by Harvie and Pkuyo lets people create their own palette, and then applying said palette in real time. I tried making my own palette here, but it didn't go too well. It's best to start making a palette in software like Photoshop, and then using this mod to make small changes. But overall, pretty solid mod, I like it. MirosSlug by Pkuyo adds a MirosSlugcat to the game. This blighter runs around and snips at anything that gets in its way. It was made as an April Fool's joke, but it is actually a pretty good Slugcat. It's not very intelligent and can't use spears, but it can run at its target at full force and snip them to death. What's in My Pocket by Jimarad adds a UI element that shows what is on the Slugcat's person. Is that a term I can use? Leave this in. The icon of whatever Slugcat is holding in its left and right hand is displayed. This also works for items in its stomach and on its back. It's just a cool UI mod and helps in situations where Slugcat is obscured by the camera, like when it's in a pipe. TameableDLL by Harvie makes Daddy Longlegs and the other rot forms tameable. You can tame them like how you tame a lizard, and taming them makes them not attack you and they'll follow you around. I actually had a ton of fun testing this mod, honestly it's actually pretty good. And Daddy Longlegs are surprisingly cute when tamed. Honestly, this mod gets a big thumbs up from me. Liberal Rainworld by Autumn changes the region names to be more appealing to liberals. I'll list my favourite changes. Outskirts has been renamed to Out Boys in Skirts. Shoreline is now She/Her Line. Sunken Pier is now Sunken Peer Reviewed Study. Sky Islands is now By Islands. Chimney Canopy is now Renewable Energy Canopy. Metropolis is now Walkable City, which is kind of true because Artificer does walk through Metropolis, and there is subway systems. Saints region name changes are not safe from this mod either, with Desolate Fields now being Desoleft Fields, and Undergrowth being Undergrowing Gas Prices. Dronemaster by Harvie is a mod that adds a new Slugcat called the Dronemaster in the game. This Slugcat is followed by a bunch of drones. The amount of drones increase based on karma, with the max being 5. These drones will automatically lock onto hostile creatures and begin firing at them, each shot dealing a decent amount of damage, about a spear, but it varies. The Dronemaster can also grab onto the drone and use it as a sort of mini mass refraction cell, giving it more floaty movement. Dronemaster also can survive 2 lethal attacks before it actually dies, and it requires a ton of food to hibernate, but instead of killing Dronemaster, centipedes give it food and don't shock it. If you press the C key, you can also bring up a drone command menu, and command the drones to attack non-hostile creatures. I really like the evil look of this command menu, like you're about to commit a massacre. I mean, you probably are, because this is a power fantasy Slugcat. So if you just want to see things die, this is a good Slugcat for it. Apex Up Your Spawn by Shiny Kelp is a simple mod that changes the danger and amount of rainworld spawns. There is a bunch of options for creatures to turn into other creatures, which the player can change the likelihood of happening. For example, normal scavengers can become elite scavengers, brother longlegs can become daddy longlegs. It can also increase the amount of spawns in a den. Very simple mod, but it adds a bit of spice to your rainworld playthroughs. Revivify by Dual gives Slugcats the ability to revive other Slugcats with CPR. This works for co-op Slugcats as well as Slugpups. It's just a small mod that gives players and Slugpups a second chance. Killfeed by FranklyGD displays a UI that shows how a creature is killed. So if a creature dies from mauling, it will show a little bleed icon. And if Artificer stabs a Slugcat in the head, it will show a headshot and a spear stab icon. It doesn't seem to show all forms of death, but that might just be a limitation that is caused by Rainworld. The Vanguard by Pkuyo et al. Adds the Vanguard Slugcat to the game. This little fella has the ability to climb on walls, similar to how a blue lizard would. While climbing walls, it is slow and hard to maneuver, so it's kind of balanced. The Vanguard's plug also supplies morphine, allowing it to pass its Slugcat limits for the cost of food, kind of like Shaunark in Hunter x Hunter when he goes Super Saiyan. I like the cool graphics this ability has. It also has the Concealed Garden.dll ability to read lizard minds, which usually display what the lizard is trying to do. And the colour of the text depicts what opinion that specific lizard has of the Vanguard, so red being bad, green good. Vanguard's global reputation is also displayed on the UI, and will dynamically change when the reputation is altered. So overall a pretty stacked Slugcat with interesting abilities. Now I'm actually going to do the first ever mod showcase spoiler warning for the Vanguard's campaign. Skip to the timestamp shown if you don't want spoilers. So the Vanguard has a still work in progress campaign, but I think it's kinda cool. Pebbles gives this interesting item that makes the Vanguard's wall climbing ability work mid-air, so you can basically fly. And due to Vanguard's morphine addiction, this gets even wilder once it's surpassed its limits. It can also open the gates leading to Metropolis and Bitter Eyrie. But yeah, really cool mod. I think it's the most fleshed out campaign so far. At least publicly available, that is. But yeah, excited to see how this Slugcat turns out. Here are some smaller mods that don't really need my commentary. Alright, that's the end of the video. I do want to mention that I did have to miss a few mods, such as the ones that came out during this video's making, and not being able to play the Outsider Slugcat due to errors. But yeah, that's the end of the video. See you next month. Goodbye!